everyone. We have a special show today on Autumn is Here. You know, Valentine's Day is coming up, and it's a day of celebration and love and happiness. And that's great. But for those who are caregivers and have lost their loved ones, it can be a little bit difficult, especially if you've lost your partner. So today we're going to talk to a bereavement counselor from MJHS Hospice, who's going to help us to talk about grieving and give us some tips on how to get through those times where Valentine's Day may trigger those emotions and those memories that may be difficult for us. So please listen to the show, and I hope it helps someone. Autumn is here. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my show. I'm Francine Crawford, your host. And today we have a special guest. We have Tamaiiko Singleton, and she is a bereavement counselor at MJHS. Hello, Tamaiiko. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Francine. Thank you for having me today. It's a pleasure. It really is.
Thank you for taking the time to be with us and to talk to us, especially now in these holidays. I know that you are a bereavement specialist, so you're going to talk to us a little bit about grief, especially during the holiday time. So please, first, let's start off with telling me a little bit about your background and about your bereavement counseling at MJHS.
Yeah. So I am a licensed mental health counselor and nationally certified counselor, and I provide compassionate, evidence-based support to individuals on the hospice, who have families that have passed away on the hospice program here at MJHS. So my background is that in graduate school, I did study thanatology, which is the study of death and grief and loss. And that's how I ended up working in hospice, because it's a very interesting program. And there's a lot that we do not speak about with grief and loss and how people are handling it.
Okay. Can you go back to that word? Is it thanatology?
Thanatology, okay. Yes.
Never heard that before, but okay.
Yes. Okay. It's the study of loss, death, grief, bereavement, all of that throughout the history. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we know that grief is difficult, and it's not only about, losing a person, but also losing different things in your lifetime. So tell us in general, like what is grief?
Grief is the external expression of loss. Is what you do when you lose something that is valuable to you, that is precious to you. A lot of times it's kind of hard to explain, because for most people, they believe that grief is associated with death. Mm-hmm. It's not just associated with death. It's associated with anything that you're attached to. So that could be a relationship. It could be a physical loss, such as someone that you love. It could be a pet. It could be something that you really, really cared about or loved, and you don't have it anymore. So you will grieve from it. You'll miss it. You'll feel the void from it. So it happens.
Okay. So, we're coming up on Valentine's Day, and that's can be a difficult time for people who have lost loved ones or who lost their partner or a relationship. So let's talk about how that impacts people during this holiday time.
Oh, absolutely. So Valentine's Day is one of the holidays that is extremely difficult. And that's mainly because the focus is on love, romance, relationship, and it highlights the painful loss that is experienced when someone dies. Yeah.
So it triggers. It triggers some of the memories or the moments, or just reminds you of the loss, or that
yes,
you're by yourself during this holiday that everybody's celebrating love.
Yes, it's a constant reminder. Mm-hmm. And for someone that's grieving on Valentine's Day, it can bring the intense focus that your loved one is no longer here. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. And so what do you do with that? And how do you get away from it? Because it's everywhere.
Right. So how do
Yeah.
you do that with hospice? You know, people have lost people, especially the first year, dealing with Valentine's Day, and this is the first year that you've lost your loved one. Like, how do you deal with that? Are there some tools or some things that you would suggest to do?
Yeah. Well, the first tip that I tell people is go with your gut. Your gut is never going to betray you. It's going to tell you what feels right and what doesn't feel right. Now, mind you, in grief, there's no right or wrong way. It's what feels most comforting to you. It's what helps you set. It's what helps you to feel more grounded. So that could be spending time with your family. It could mean going out by yourself and just not so much being isolated, but just making space for yourself. It could be doing something to honor your loved ones, such as service or doing something that you would have done with your loved one. It could be a number of things. But the main thing is to do what feels right for you. There's no right or wrong way.
Okay, that's a good point that there's no right or wrong way. You have to do what feels right for you, because some people might want to feel like they want to not isolate but be alone and
Yeah.
and think about their loved one, or they may want to be in a crowd amongst other friends and other people. Yeah. So yeah, that's important. So let me ask you, the world has changed. We are in a world where we know about everything and everybody, even people we don't know, and that's due to social media.
Yes.
How does that play a part in the grief and um, triggering this emotion, or maybe intensifying it? How does
Mm.
social media play a part?
Social media plays a huge part.
Really?
Uh, actually, what I usually suggest to my clients who I'm companioning along in their grief journey,
Mm-hmm.
I will tell them, you might want to just delete the app for now. You can always turn it back on,
Right.
but just so that you're not constantly reminded, because when you go outside, you can't avoid it.
Mm-hmm.
When you're looking at TV, you can't avoid it because you have the ads, the commercials, not even in music, like if you're listening to the radio. But
Right.
the one thing you can control is social media. You don't have to have that app on right now. And so it kind of mitigates what you're exposing yourself to. And that helps a lot. It helps a lot. Some people say, oh, I've never even thought about it.
Uh,
Yeah, you can.
yeah.
You can. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah. I know. I know many people who don't even think about it because it's a part of your life now.
Yeah.
It's a part of your life. So, you know, if you are grieving, and not only a loved one, or a partner, but a
Hmm.
parent or something like that, because even with Valentine's Day, it's about losing, a loss, or loving someone, and it could be your parent. Um, are there any different things that you would say about helping to deal with the loss of your parent, especially in the first year?
Absolutely. As I said before, there's so many ways that you can honor your parent.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things that you can do is, if, like for me, because I lost my mom,
Oh, sorry.
it's going to be almost 20 years now. But we would do things like go to brunch,
Mm-hmm.
or my mother loved church, so we would go to church services. You
Uh,
know, Mother's Day, I didn't like it so much because everybody was there, but it was one of the days that mothers are really highlighted and they get to show off.
mm-hmm.
Valentine's Day is really the same. You want to take your mom out, you want to show her off. But for the first year, I couldn't go out. And so instead of forcing myself to do it, I just said, you know what? I'm going to sit this one out. Maybe next year, or maybe the year after. But for the first year, I encourage people to just follow your heart. If you can't do, I mean, you can make plans. That's a wonderful thing to do, to make plans, but you're also entitled to change your mind. You can do that. So you may feel like doing it 1 minute and then the moment approaches and you can't do it. It's okay to change your mind. You don't have to force yourself to do anything.
Right, right, right. So let me ask you about do you know any um grief support? How do you get support for when you're going through that, whether it's whoever it is, whether it's your partner or your spouse? So how do you get grief support when you're going through those feelings, those emotions?
Yeah. So grief support, if you have a loved one that's on the hospice program, on any hospice program,
Mm-hmm.
you can actually speak to your social worker and they can connect you with resources even before the loss happens. But even afterwards, you can speak to your local social worker. You can reach out to, or you can do your own research and do online support. They have wonderful providers within different communities who offer really good grief support, evidence-based, of course, and supported, for people who are seeking out, because everyone doesn't know how to seek out grief support. They don't even know that it's available sometimes. So you can go online and access structured grief programs. You can also research through different hospitals, organizations such as your local religious organization. Many churches have programs also. Again, hospices like my hospice, MJHS, we offer services to the community at times as well. And so there's so many different, resources that are out there. But for anyone that's actually going through it, you can actually speak to your social worker and they'll put you in contact with the resources that you need.
Okay. So at MJHS, it's a hospice. Let me I'm just going to come up with some, talk about something that I dealt with. I lost my mom before she passed away because she
I'm
had
sorry.
Alzheimer's.
Mm,
So I I was grieving before she actually was physically passed away. And when you're in
yes.
hospice, you know that they're going to pass away. So how do you deal with that family member that the person is still here, but you know that emotionally they're dealing with losing them, the fear of losing them or the reality of losing them? How do you deal with that?
First off, that is what we call, the term is called anticipated grief.
Okay.
You know that it's going to happen. And so for most mental health counselors and social workers, we actually provide and assist people who are anticipating that to help them. Now, we can't take that pain away, but what we can do is we can help them to prepare. So that way, when the time comes, they know that they have the support from us and also put them in contact with other resources, such as mindful meditation, things that can help recenter them as they're going through this anxious, situation. We have a lot of resources with podcasts. There are podcasts that are specifically related to grief. And they are, because it's only a little bit of time, they have topic and subjects that people can really relate to. And it's held with people who are knowledgeable about either through life experience or through the expertise of thanatology. And so it's a really, really good, I mean, so many different resources out there, more than what was there, I want to say even 10 to 15 years ago. I
Oh,
think part of that is due to technology as well.
oh, okay. So do you think that other medical health places are um, focusing and paying attention to grief? Because sometimes when you're grieving, there are things that affect you. If you're the person that's grieving, it can affect you in a negative way, in a mental way or in a physical way. So are there people more focusing on that because we see that more?
Absolutely, because what we do know, and also in the medical field, they know that grief can show up physically,
Yeah.
emotionally, behaviorally, and even spiritually. And so a doctor or a nurse practitioner or a physician's assistant, they are keenly aware of some of the things that are affecting people. And once they get the history, they can help people a lot better. But, it's more common than not because in grief counseling, one of the first things we do is, especially for a caregiver, is encourage them to go to their PCP and encourage them to get that full body checkout, because sometimes they're so busy taking care of their loved ones that they neglect to do that for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not even aware that they're doing that. And so once they get that full body workup, they can see how this is affecting them in different parts of their body. And to help to mitigate that, the doctors will work with them in conjunction with that,
That's excellent.
Yeah.
That's really good point that they should do that. That's great. So,
Yeah.
is there anything else that you would like to share with the audience, either about MJHS or about your program, or just about grief?
Oh, first, I want to say thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak with you today. And I just wanted the viewers to know that you can go, again, if you have a loved one that is on the hospice program, you can always reach out to your social worker, ask them for resources, explain to them what you're going through, and they can help you find those resources either locally or virtually. And viewers can go onto our YouTube channel at MJHS01 for bite-sized grief support tips. We have really good grief support tips on there.
Oh, okay. I did grief through MJHS, and it was very helpful to me. Now, do you do virtual and in-person grief support?
Over the phone, we do virtually and in person at 2 locations. So we have a location at 55 Water Street, and we also have a location in Garden City in Long Island. We also do group support. So we do individual, we do group support. We have programs that we offer throughout the year, different workshops, or like such as the workshops around the holidays that help people to help their loved ones or someone that's, going through grief during the holidays.
Yeah.
We also have memorials that we do twice a year. So, and that's done virtually so that families that are nationwide can join in and participate as well.
Okay.
So,
okay.
That's we have a few things that goes on. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. I'm so glad that you have those programs, and
Thank you.
People need them. So, but thank you so
I
much
agree.
for taking some time to talk to us on Autumn is Here. I'm so glad that you are here to, give us some information about that. Sometimes people deny grief. They don't recognize it. They don't recognize what they're going through. So I really appreciate you coming on and clearing that up for us and just giving us some help and some support and where we can reach out for some support. And thank you for the work that you do at MJHS.
And thank you for your platform, Francine. Thank you so much.
Okay. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.